afternoon. Good evening, Raider Nation. It's your boy Turf, back in the building. It's been a long time. We are going to have a great show today. But as you know, I like to steal from a lot of people. I want to make sure I'm not struggle streaming, if you will. Shout out to the lead attorney. Hopefully everything is sounding good right now. It's been a minute, so, I want to make sure we crossing our T's and dotting our I's. I think we're looking all right so far, but I'll let y'all tell me if we sound good. Everything sound good, crisp? No issues? Yes, no, maybe so. Well, it is Tuesday, June 16th, 2026. And we have an awful lot to talk about, Raider Nation. An awful lot, right? It's plenty to go along with, since you haven't heard any of my takes, if you will, right? So let's jump right into it. The good Fernando Mendoza's development. That's what I'm hearing, right? I'm hearing the biggest positive story coming out of Henderson is still Mendoza. Kubiak has continued emphasizing growth, learning, and a command of the offense, man. Mendoza himself recently, talked about how the entire offense is learning and growing together. The staff appears to be pleased with his progress, and they're increasing discussion, about how quickly he could realistically push for some kind of playing time. So, the first question is he ahead of schedule? You know what I'm saying? Is he good to go? What are your thoughts? I'm curious. Let me see. I don't know if I have everything up and running as expected. Let me do some testing to make sure. I think we got it. Yep. There you go. Got a little bit of something going on, so at least I can tell we do have the chat working. I'm not quite yet seeing much of anybody, but I understand. It totally makes sense because, as you know, Turf has been gone for a while, so I am being punished big time by the YouTube algorithm. Yeah, Turf is being punished, and that's okay. We expect it. We absolutely expect it, but like I say, I think everything is looking good. Sounds good. I don't think we have any issues. Yeah, I see I got a thumbs up. So I think we are good to go from that respect. Yes. I don't know what that possibly is, but you know what? We are going to move into our monologue section, right? So, debate angle. Start week 1. Sit until midseason. Let Cousin absorbs the hit early. I'm curious as to what y'all think in terms of people that want Mendoza to play. I personally think he should absolutely sit. Absolutely let Kirk Cousins take the beating and, chemistry gathering in terms of this offensive line. And that's something that I'm really, really curious about. There's a video we are absolutely going to take a look at and give our thoughts and what I think based on our new offensive line coach and his feelings amongst what he's seeing, right? Just what he has to say. Some of you probably would have already seen this. As you know, turf is always all over the place. We have track and field, and that is our number one priority right now. And I'd be remiss to not say shout out to the little Crump boy, Tracy Crump, Trey Day, the man with many nicknames. He has made it to regionals in 4 events: the 100-meter hurdles, the 200-meter hurdles, the 400 meters, that quarter horse. And then last but not least, the 4x400. Yeah, first place in the 4x4, first place in the 200, third place, I want to say, in the 100-meter hurdles, and I want to say fourth in the 400, which is going to be a challenge to qualify. Next week, or not next week, week after, you have regionals, which is held in San Antonio, Texas. Yeah, so we're getting ready. We're getting prepared. My man is working hard, so I'm excited to see what he can do. You know, that leads me to another quick little subject that I wanted to wolf about. This is something that has definitely been on my mind recently, with all of the craziness going on in the world today. And I just want people to know they need to be careful. Be very wary of the stereotypes and the narratives and the things that you hear coming out of people's mouths for whatever it is they're looking to push as far as their agendas, right? Narratives, all those good things. But I want y'all to know something. This is something I'm tired of hearing. And when I say tired, I mean completely tired, because there's zero truth to it in any way, shape, or form. In my opinion, I'm out here in real life, just like a lot of the other fathers, right? It is Father's Day coming up. And I just want to shout out all the fathers, regardless of their status in terms of, right, marital, any of those things. It's pretty weird to me that, you know, they're always pushing and pumping this whole, there are no, you know, black fathers and fathers are out of the home, etc. I'm telling y'all, everywhere I go, all I see is black fathers. Period. Everywhere. Y'all can push that narrative however you see fit. If you want to look at any of the tape that I show, I can assure you, you are going to see a ton of fathers, regardless of their marital status, regardless of if they're with their baby mama or not. They be at these meets, dog. They be at these events. They be at band concerts. They be at graduations. I don't know where this narrative is coming from. And at this point, I just say get out in real life, go to some of these functions and see it for yourself. Because quite frankly, I'm definitely tired of hearing it. I don't hear it tossed around, you know, in front of me, if you will, or around me, because I absolutely would be the first to raise my hand and say, hold up, where are you getting this misinformation? Because that's exactly what it is. There's already studies that show that black fathers are the most involved of all races. Go look it up for yourself and call me out if I'm wrong. The fact that I can even say that, I think, says enough. Even if you come back and say, oh, Turf, you were wrong by 1%, right? If you listen to the narrative, if you listen to what people's agendas are and what they're pushing, no black fathers is around. So I'm done with that. I'm tired of hearing that narrative. I'm definitely tired of not saying something about it. And I can assure you, if that comes about in terms of, you know, me being around, it'll be the last time you hear me being quiet on that. because it's absolutely not the truth, ladies and gentlemen. So, again, just wanted to put that out there. Shout out to all the fathers. Father's Day coming up. This is going to be my first one without mines. Bittersweet, tough. I'm sure it'll be tough, but hey, life goes on. We got to do what we got to do. I am a father myself, as you know. I don't have much time to, feel bad about my situation, if you will. So now that we got that out of the way, yeah, back to that whole Mendoza being ahead of schedule. I'd love to hear what people have to say and think. Do you want to see him start week 1? Do you think he's ready for week 1? How about mid-season? And then last but not least, again, like I say, you want Kirk Cousins to take those hits? You tell me. Yeah, we'll leave it at that, man. It is Chat Lives Matter time. And we don't have too many people in the chat. And that's all Gucci, right? I told you we will be getting punished. It's no surprise, but I do see my dog, Spencer. Spencer's in the building. Appreciate you for coming through, my dude. Hope you enjoy the show. We have Stray Cat 7 in the building. Appreciate you for coming through. Hope you enjoy the show. We got Sayan Moreau. Sayani Moreau. I don't know how to pronounce it. It's on TikTok. Appreciate you for coming through. Hope you enjoy the show. We also have Win City Raider. My bad. I'm pushing wrong buttons. Win City Raider. Appreciate you for coming through. Hope you enjoy the show. All right, so let's get back to the brass tacks, if you will. Let's start out with some of the good, man. I am very, very excited to report this because I actually told you guys about this. I'm pretty positive I was one of the first, if not the only one, that really tried to let people in on this particular. But the good, Roman Hemby is becoming the camp's favorite sleeper. The more you look around Raiders circles, the more Roman Hemby's name appears. Silver and Black highlighted him specifically as an undrafted free agent worth watching. He rushed for over 1,000 yards during Indiana's championship season and brings receiving ability plus special teams value. Why does this matter, you might ask? The running back room behind Janty is not locked, ladies and gentlemen. It is what it is. The current competition, as you know, Mike Washington Jr., who I am very, very high on, due to Kubiak's potential scheme that could just be a smash hit for this kid. The type of holes and plays that are made in this scheme, I think fits a person that runs a 4-3. So that's going to be very interesting, man. But right behind Mike Washington, I think you have Roman Hemby. I think it's Roman Hemby's job to win or lose in terms of backing up those two. Potentially even being behind. Right? Behind Ashton Janty. Believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, I believe Ashton Janty is the slowest out of this group. That includes even potentially Dylan Laube. I don't know. That's a great question. Let me look at it because I do want to know now. I really want to know his time. I want to know his 40 time because I'm going to tell you, it's very possible. Yep. He ran an official 4.54. Again, I don't know how he made it to the NFL. I'm sure other accolades, Probably a great vertical, right? Bench press, possibly, right? 10-yard. Who knows? 20-yard shot. I'm sure there are some gems for Dylan Lowby, but you guys know I never thought he should have been drafted. Period. So it is what it is. I'm sticking 10 toes down on that one. I highly doubt we see this kid after a while. So, and then last but not least, Chris Collier. Let me see what Chris is. Let me see if they got a 40 time on Chris Collier. I want to say his 40 time wasn't bad. Yes. Again, he and Ashton Janty have the same 40 time. 448. Let me double check it. Let me check it. They estimated. And that's how you know. That's how you know it's not legit. Because he did not run the 40 at the combine. They have him at a 4.44 to 4.5 range. My guess is he's going to be a 4.5 guy. 4.48 was what I recalled. Same thing as Chris Collier, right? Again, I don't know. He's very much potentially the slowest running back in this group. It's very possible. Oh no, that says a lot, man. So, in me, that says wait and see, right? Wait and see, because we know Ashton Janty is going to be the workhorse, the starter, the guy, the number one, right? So that's what it's going to be. My bad. We got just about YT. Can you please shout Bahog Tay? Bahog Tay, shout out. Appreciate you for coming through, just about. Hope you enjoy the show. So yeah, Mike Washington Jr. versus Roman Hemby. One of the most interesting battles absolutely nobody is talking about. Of course, nationally. Maybe not even in Raiders, nation. I don't hear many people having this conversation, but Washington has the draft pedigree and size, right? While Hemby has more of the production and versatility in terms of what's on tape, what he's showing now in camp, things along those lines. Some camp analysts and community discussions are already debating whether Hemby's vision and overall game could challenge Washington for touches, man. The real question is, who really truly is the number 2 running back? Is it going to be Wemby? Wemby. Goes to show what Turf has been watching. Shout out to the Knicks, man. Cheers to the Knicks fans. This isn't a basketball show. Cheers to the Knicks fans. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got your dub. It is what it is. I was a Spurs fan. I'm not gonna sit here and lie. I have been a Spurs fan since I moved here and kind of put down my Chicago Bulls. It's been forever, right? Ever since Jordan is gone, I've not been a Bulls fan since. So y'all can miss me with that one. We'll shout out to Cheeto. I know he won't be calling me a flip-flopper, this, that, and the third. Everyone knows at this point, though, every team that I will be cheering for will be out of Las Vegas, Nevada. Long term, in the long run, that's what it'll be. Shout out to Don Equal. I don't know how to pronounce that. Appreciate you for coming through. Hope you enjoy the show, my man. So, yeah. That's where we are with this whole running back thing. It's going to be interesting. I believe it's going to be an interesting situation because that running back room can go any direction. I know everybody's just so high on Mr. Ashton Jeanty, but I really think he's being challenged. He's absolutely going to be challenged here, without a question. And people will steal touches if he's not careful. Now, real quick, before I dive into some of the other stuff, I'd like to talk about, since we discussed the running back situation as well as the quarterback situation and how we're going to go about, keeping him upright. Let's jump down to the fair use situation. Let's jump down to fair use. I discussed this at a brief moment earlier, and I let you guys in on the video. Mike Sullivan and Rick Dennison, right? They have a conversation about the Raiders' offensive line. So let's take a peek here. Hold on one sec. Let me get this dialed in and set up. Let's see if I can share. All right, here we go. All right, we got it. And we are going to get going.
You and the team is rebuilding. It's not very often you get to come in and have a Colton Miller anchoring the left tackle. Would you just talk about having him?
Well, he's played a lot of football, obviously, and that's what you love about him. He's obviously been in some systems, so he knows what we're doing. Just it may be called something else. And then his experience, his leadership, he's been great in the room, helping guys figure out, do some studying, just give them different angles to look at. He's getting better every day, still working through the different things, but it's been a stabilizing factor.
All right. Turf's got something to say. Everyone knows I'm not high on Colton Miller, but why, right? Why is Turf always, being a Debbie Downer when it comes to Colton Miller? Colton Miller is up there in age. Colton Miller is all those things that man said, but I think he's a year past where it's going to be helpful for us. I think at best he gets halfway through the season before something catastrophic that takes him off the field, even if it's for a game, 2 games. I think that's going to be a problem. I think this man knows this, and he's going to lean on to the quote-unquote leadership and things that are necessary and get what he can out of him while he can. But I already think he's probably looking down the line for Mr. Miller's replacement. And maybe he'll talk about it, right? I have not seen this, so I'm reacting to this, real time. And, after the debacle last year with our offensive line coach, I think this man is definitely in the hot seat, to say the least.
Over the years, what has it been like working with Gary and Clint, the father and the son, over the years?
Well, obviously it's been great. I mean, Gary and I were teammates a long time ago, so the relationship there, and then I watched Clint throughout the years. He played a lot of ball with my son, my oldest son, football and baseball. So they both.
Again, a lot of times it's about who you know. A lot of times, ladies and gentlemen, it's about who you know, not what you know. You just heard it. You know what I'm saying? Straight out the horse's mouth. Not only did he play ball with Gary Kubiak, Clint's daddy, right? His son played with Clint. I mean, there's not much more you need. You know what I mean? To see. Shout out to Raiders Unleashed. Salute Turf and the Nation chat. He's a 6th overall pick. He better be challenged. You're talking about Mr. Janty. Look, man. Don't get me started there. You know, being a number 6 pick as a running back, last year's not cutting it. I'm sorry. I'll just leave it at that. But shout out to Raiders Unleashed. Appreciate you for coming through. Hope you enjoy the show.
Both are great people. You know, I don't know if I could say both those in the same sentence, but they know how to treat people. They communicate very well, and then they're smart. I mean, that's a good combination. You like working for people like that. You know, he has your best interest in mind. So I think that's the common thing between the two of them.
Would you talk about, I mean, again, same premise as Colton, to be able to come in to rebuild something, and they give you a Tyler Linderbaum, that's quite a present. Would you talk about his skill set?
You know, I'm a little uncomfortable with rebuild. We're going to play football. You know,
Hey, I like that talk. I'm uncomfortable with rebuild. But hey, before he even gets going, I already know he's gonna pump this kid up. I mean, he's the captain of the offensive line, right? Linderbaum, he's the highest paid offensive lineman we have. He's one of the youngest offensive linemen we have with the most experience, coming from the Ravens, a actual winning team where, right, these things matter. So, you know, I'm happy with it. I mean, they made a move. Are there other centers that were available that is of his pedigree? Potentially. I'm not mad with what they gave him, etc. It was a pick that was necessary. Our center play was horrible last year.
Where we are or where we'll start, but we're playing football right now.
Okay.
Tyler's been great.
Shout out.
You know, he is obviously a very talented player, but he takes command of the group, you know, on the ball and makes all the calls, and that's imperative for us. The center's the only one that can tie both sides together, and he has done that very well over the time we've had him, always asking great questions, and everybody follows. You know, he leads and they follow.
Just what's it been like seeing Clint's journey getting to this point where, you know, he's had multiple stops as assistant offensive coordinator, and now here he is as a head coach. What's been seeing his journey over the years?
Well, it's been tremendous, but you saw him grow. I mean, the first time I worked, you know, obviously I watched him grow, but first time we were in Denver in 2016, he was assistant quarterback coach, you know, under Napper, and really learned a lot, obviously, from him. And then we got together in Minnesota, and I saw the transition from there to Minnesota. And then as we worked through Minnesota and he got to be the coordinator, he really, really matured. You know, he works his tail off. And now he's reaping the benefits, which is more power to him. I'm really happy for him.
And what was those conversations like, him trying to get you to come out here to Las Vegas?
Well, it's pretty much, do you want to keep coaching? Do you want to, you know, what do you think about going to the Raiders? I know, you know, I've competed against the Raiders many years, obviously with my time in Denver, and always respected the organization. You know, it's just working for him is worth it for me. That's what the conversation is. I don't know if it's you.
I love it. This is where hopefully the leadership, the advisors, right, things along those lines come into play for us. And this is where Kubiak can shine and win. He's got a father figure on that line. He's got somebody that can tell him transparently what's going to be necessary to be successful with what he has. This man's knowledge is vast, to say the least, and night and day compared to last year's debacle at offensive line coach. Peter really laid an egg, to say the least. let's continue.
And then obviously I know Spytech, and I know those guys up there from our Denver days. So everybody you work for, if you feel good about it, you feel like you can go do some good things.
Are there any similarities or any differences between Clint and Gary's and how they kind of like coach and ran the team?
Yeah, there are. I mean, like I said, they really are people persons. I mean, they really communicate well. They try and relate to everybody, and then they're themselves. You can't be a manufactured person. You got to be yourself. And these guys, professional athletes, they know what they're looking at, right? If you're not true to yourself, that's one of the first things Gary told me when I took the O-line job in Denver. Is you got to be yourself. You can't be like Alex, who was before me. You got to be you, and then just coach them. And I think that's the way Clint is too. He's himself, coaches the way he believes. We'll run the schemes that we feel best, not just what works, but what works with our guys. So,
Huge. Did anybody pick up on that? This is where Turf becomes more optimistic. He's saying the right things, and we'll know this. We'll know for sure during this season, early and often, if they are really truly looking to put together a team that can win right away, and has the ability to adapt based on what the ability is of the people in the building. As you know, Mr. McDaniels did not do that. He came in, he wanted to run his offense his way, regardless of what personnel was there, as well as quarterback play, etc. And we all saw where that took us. We also, in turn, have seen where the GM has made decisions based on how the team's going to play, which may or may not have gelled with the philosophy of the head coach and the leaders of the offense and even defense for that matter, and how that turned out. If you peep what he just said, they are going to use what they have and build for what they have, not for what they want in the future. Meaning, hey, this is what we run, this is what we're running. No, we're going to run what we have available based on what we have. So if that means we can open up the playbook, we open it up. If that means we use a different playbook, we use a different playbook. Got to pay attention to this.
I think that's the common thing. They know what to do. They communicate and get everybody going in the right direction.
We spoke with Tyler Linderbaum last week, and he said that the line has a long ways to go still in terms of where you guys want to be. What steps have they taken so far this early that have been positive in getting to where you want them to?
Well, it's grinding every day, doing the same thing every day, and Mario, my assistant or run game coordinator, says muscles are dumb. You got to train them, and they've been training really hard. I mean, it might be monotonous to do the same drills, the same combinations, but we got to be synced. The five guys up front, it's really important for everybody to see the same thing, and usually it's through the center's eyes because he's the only one that sees both sides. And that's the steps they've been doing. They've been grinding away. They've been doing it. They've been working hard. It's a steady climb up, and it's just going to take a lot of hard work, and they're not afraid of that.
And just on the field, what has stood out to you thus far?
I think he has a way of finding completions. Sometimes the footwork might not be right, or maybe his progression, he didn't start in the right spot, but he's done a good job of keeping his poise, not panicking. and finding an open target. And so we'll continue to work and get him to grow and develop, and pleased with where he's at right now.
And just as a staff, what are the benchmarks you guys are looking for him to meet as he continues to develop throughout?
Well, it is a long process, and there's no shortcut to it. There's no magic wand where a guy instantly can develop the type of skills necessary to be successful in the offense. And particularly you're talking under center type work, or getting into a consistent rhythm and timing with his footwork. And so, right now we've gone through the installation. We still have the mini camp. There's a long road ahead. He's still in the knowing what to do, making sure he knows his job, and then then we can start to take some of the next steps and so forth. But it's a long road, a lot of work to do. But we're pleased with the work that he's been putting into this point.
Can you talk about what made you want to come here to the Raiders and coach with Clint Kubiak again?
Well, Clint Kubiak as well as Andrew Janocko are two not just great football coaches, they're great men. Men of character, men of faith. I had the fortune of working with both of them in the past, and it's been no surprise to see how successful that they've been. Just top shelf, both again as coaches and people, and to have a chance to be a part of this and work with them is just a wonderful opportunity. I'm so grateful and just excited about coming to work every day.
How have you seen the two of them grow as coaches since their previous stops?
Absolutely. I mean, they both of them in working with Clint in Denver and with Andrew in Tampa Bay, they showed all of the earmarks of guys that were going to rise in the profession, again, because they were first and foremost good men, good people, high character and hard workers, very smart, very detail driven, and they each had a way of being able to communicate well and connect with the players, and so to see how they progressed and where they are now, it's just been a thrill again to be back with those guys. I'm just really grateful to be here, excited for sure.
Sorry, you talked about this, but a lot of really great coordinators, some of the best coordinators I've ever seen, didn't really translate as head coaches. You've known Clint for a long time. What is it about him that makes him different?
I think Clint has a very good way of getting a message across with consistency and clarity. He holds players and coaches accountable, and does it in a way that is not demeaning or condescending anybody, but in a way that is easy to understand. And I think when everyone's upheld to that standard, he holds himself to that standard, that level of consistency in his leadership is something that is, I think, going to serve him well. And again, it's really been good for our team to this point.
Can you just talk about Kirk Cousins, of kind of not only just what he's been able to do on the field, but the presence he's been able to have for the two younger quarterbacks? What's that relationship been like with him kind of like feeding into them?
Well, Kirk is so experienced. He's won a lot of games, played a lot of football. He's a pro, and that term gets thrown around loosely at times, but he really embodies that, and he's brought that professionalism here, as well as his experience within the system. He played with Clint.
Look, I don't see anything negative here. He's saying what he's supposed to say. Shout out to E. Appreciate you for coming through. Hope you enjoy the show. I don't see anything that we can gain out of this. He's definitely just going to toe the line, if you will. I'll let him finish out. We got about 3-4 minutes more, and this portion will be over, so bear with me.
Andrew in Minnesota, so that's been helpful. And he approaches work every day with great energy, with humility. He's always looking to contribute in the meetings. He's helpful with the other quarterbacks. It's a great room. I mean, Aiden O'Connell's been tremendous. Jacob Clark, our young other rookie, and Fernando. It's a group that is really focused on the right things, and that's the process of getting better.
I think what are the keys for a rookie like Fernando, who spent most of his college career in the shotgun, to adjust to play more under center?
I think there's a few things when you look at the landscape of college football now that are different. I mean, most college quarterbacks aren't in a huddle calling a play. They don't necessarily have the type of extended cadences that they have at the professional level. You know, they don't, the operation at the line of scrimmage and having plays that can be canned to another play and some of those things, you know, they just don't have that experience because of the way the systems, most of them are set up in college. And then, as you mentioned, as far as the under center, I think we touched on it earlier, there's no shortcut to that. There's no instant fix. It just takes time and repetition and doing it over and over and over again to get more comfortable with it, to make it more second nature, because the skills and the ability to be accurate with the football, the ability to make good decisions, you know, those are things that we hope all young quarterbacks continue to grow and develop and get better at. And some of the things that made them successful in college, you certainly expect and want them to translate in the professional level. But those details, which add up, are so significant and so critical. There's no way to kind of get to them faster than just grinding it out every single day.
There's when you take a quarterback number 1 overall, and maybe from the outside, there's a lot of pressure for him to be on the field right away. But just could you speak to why is it so important to, even though of his draft status, to still have that patience with his development?
Well, I think it starts with, you know, his approach as a player makes all of that go so much more smoothly because, as I mentioned, he is focused just on the process. He's not concerned with anything outside of how can he push off and not pivot on his first step. How can he have consistent timing in a certain pass concept? You know, all of those things, that's where his focus is centered upon. And I think, you know, that makes it easier. This is not a young man that is focused on anything other than getting better each and every day.
You obviously had a chance to study him a lot going into. What was the difference from what you studied and then what you saw when he was in the building?
Well, you know, everything about, you know, the young man, I think it's been said, maybe by Clint may have said it, you know, or Andrew, you know, it's as advertised. I mean, this is someone that loves the game, that is passionate about it, that is really consumed with it and consumed in the right way. It's not about the...
Shout out to Big Corey in the building. It's my dude, man. Appreciate you for coming through. Hope you enjoy the show. Man, we also got our Rager 321 in the building. Again, like I say, man, we're not going to get much out of this. You know, he's got a few more seconds left. You know, I think the offensive line coach was a little bit more revealing. You know, quarterbacks coach probably going to play their cards a little bit closer. Let's see if he gives us anything in these last few.
Accolades that come with being the number 1 pick, or notoriety, or anything other than just, you know, a humility to know that he has a lot of areas he's got to improve upon, and he is taking them on one by one. And we're systematically trying to do everything we can to encourage that growth and development. And you know, that starts with his attitude, and it's been tremendous so far.
With obviously Kirk coming in, being the veteran, Aiden, a few years in the league for him, but Fernando as well. How have you seen Kirk not only learn his new team and playbook, but also kind of take the other two guys under his wing?
As I said earlier, Kirk is a true pro, and he's also a good person, a good man, and he has been very helpful in the room with the younger quarterbacks, with Aiden. Aiden has been tremendous as well. He's very, very smart, really going to fit in well within the system, I believe. And so, you know, as you mentioned, you have someone who's got going into his 15th year, and Aiden's going into his 4th year. Those guys know what it takes. They've been in 2-minute drives. They've been in games. And I think that perspective is one that they can share with the young guys. And it's been just a wonderful room. Everyone's supporting one another, working collectively so we all can improve and help be the best we can be in this offense. Thank you.
There you have it. Yeah, not much, right? Not much really to hang your hat on. The biggest part that I heard, which I hope is very, very true, and that is they're not looking to come in and run this offense or defense, for that matter, with what they expect for tomorrow. Meaning, hey, this is our system. This is what we do. We're running this regardless of what we have. You know, that leans me more towards 5-12 season, maybe 6-11. As opposed to being fortunate to get back to 4-13. If they're gonna play with what we have, I can see a couple potential upset wins that we had no business winning. From that respect, so I'm gonna keep it a bean there, and that's really how I look at it, man. That's how I look at that. Shout out to the Raiders organization, the coaching, and everybody giving what they can, if you will, right? So now we're going to go to the bad, towards the end of this show. We'll get the rest in, right? Jeremiah McCoy's knee. This is probably the biggest injury storyline right now. The Raiders remain optimistic, of course, but the injury history is real. The reports indicate, right, he had a torn ACL, had that history, degenerative knee concerns, and a lot of teams removed him from the draft boards entirely. And we actually traded up to get him. So my question to you guys is, was he a steal? Or is this a major gamble that may not pay off for the Raiders? My take is it was a major gamble that's necessary, right? Very necessary. Our secondary is very, very raw. Very raw. It's probably the most problem spot in our defense. And, if you get a high reward for the high risk, it makes every bit of the sense to do it. And even if you miss, again, based on the need, it makes a lot of sense. Because bottom line, if healthy, he's a number one cornerback. Period. But if not, it's draft risk. And again, we moved up, fourth round, fifth round? Fourth round, I want to say. It could come back to bite us. Look at our second round pick last year. What about our fourth round pick last year? Are these picks materializing? Are they turning into something that, right, you see being around the office for a long time? People that can contribute long term, whether it be to fill in, right? I don't know if you have any of that. We definitely don't at cornerback. So again, I'm okay with this risk. I'm happy with the risk. More than okay with it, right? More than okay. So I don't know. Time will tell, ladies and gentlemen. I think it was a great risk. Turf's hot take on this one in terms of Jamal McCoy is I thought it was the right move. I think it was a better pick, more so than our first, second, and third round. Or excuse me, first and second, I should say. Third round, I won't say so surely. No, and I think he was the third round pick. Wait, hold on. McCoy, yeah, let me see. When was this kid drafted? I thought we went up to the fourth round to get. No, because we got Michael Washington Jr. We moved up for the fourth round. Did we pick this kid up in the third? Yeah, I think we might have picked him up in the fourth round. Yes. Dude, that's a steal. Fourth round? 101 overall? That's a steal. That's a steal. That's a steal, ladies and gentlemen. If you ask me. Madeline Zavala is in the building. Alexander Pasquale is in the building. Appreciate y'all for coming through. Hope you enjoy the show. We that was the bad. Now we still got the ugly. We got to talk about it, ladies and gentlemen. Max Crosby contract. This story has exploded a little bit recently for a lot of reasons that I don't care for. A lot of it even off the field, which should be irrelevant, but it is what it is, man. A national article labeled Crosby's deal among the worst contracts in football due to declining sack totals. Raider media immediately pushed back, pointing out career high 28 tackles for loss. Still impacting games, the leadership value, and last but not least, the trade rumors no longer active. So Crosby's publicly doubled down on wanting to be a Raider for life. So at this point, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if he has a choice. But the real question that people are going to have a problem with, is Max Crosby still elite? I don't know. Y'all not gonna like my take. He's getting towards that Colton Miller status. If you ask me. They made him shut it down last year, so this is the reason why I'm going to give Max the benefit of the doubt. He did not want to shut it down. That was the organization wanting to shut it down. So I will see what he has this season. But if Max misses games, might be time to put him in the same category as Mr. Colton Miller. And that won't go well. Definitely won't go well for Turf, but it is what it is, man. Hey, if a team offered 2 first-round picks tomorrow, are you trading them? I'm trading them. 2 first-rounders? I don't need nothing else. I might take a first and a second right now. I know I'm bullying myself. I don't know, man. I think he might be at the selling high point. I am curious as to what people think. I think he's at the selling high point in terms of where he's going in the future, man. I don't know what else to say there, man. We're going to end on this last little bit, kind of where we started. But the under the radar camp battle right now. Offensive line depth. The Raiders continue rotating Caleb Rogers, Trey Zoom, Jordan Meredith, Will Putnam, and Antonio Moffitt. Right? It feels mostly set, but the backups in terms of this offensive line, it's not set in stone at all. Starting lineup, potentially. But, I don't know if, it's going to be a line that people are going to be happy to push Mendoza out there. Shout out to Nico Torres in the building. Appreciate you for coming through. Hope you enjoy the show. Yeah, I don't see it. I don't see any depth. I think one of these guys may have to start, and I'm praying Caleb Rogers is prepared. Trey is a rookie. He's got the size. He can play all positions. Jordan Meredith, he's a better at guard. There's no reason for him to be playing center. That's, I think, why we went and got a real center. And I don't know if they're happy with the guard play. So I don't know what we do, man. I really don't know what we do. It's it's tough. There's one other note. We got 3 minutes left. For the hour show, if you will. And there's the noise on the defensive line. I mean defensive linebacker side of things, right? With Mr. Quay being hurt and not being able to take all the reps. But I don't know if you heard or paid attention to who's right there fitting in, looking good. Mr. Cody Lindenberg, University of Minnesota Golden Gophers, baby. Y'all see it. The Golden Gophers, the Minnesota Gophers, baby. The Gophers. Y'all know about them GGs. Y'all better know about the GGs. Hey, that goes for the Gopher guys and my Gopher girlies. Yeah. My baby girl's going into her junior year, which is wild. Amazing sophomore season, All-American academically and athletically. Shout out to that team. Yeah, man. But Cody Lindenberg he's kicking up dust. I heard he's looking very good. And in fact, having people wanting to take him under their wing, and you know how that goes. Anytime somebody's looking to give you a little extra, that means they see something, right? Nobody's taking somebody, and nobody's taking a young fella that might be taking their job under their wing unless they see something. Just saying. And Cody Lindenberg, right? Like my boy in the movie, just keep hanging around and hanging around and hanging around. Yeah, Cody might surprise some people, man. This kid might be a player. I thought he was a player in Minnesota. I got to see him up close and personal. Pause. I was very, very impressed. He flies. He flies around the field. I'm excited for the young man. I think he's got the potential for a lot. So there y'all have it, man. That is your show. I'm back. I'm having a show Thursday. My bad. Yesterday, just didn't have it in me yesterday. Too much going on, right, with all of the things happening as far as track and field, getting ready for regionals, all that good stuff. But yeah, Pigs and I will be out back next Monday, guaranteed. I'm trying to work something up this week, though. Shout out Raiders, Dodgers. Appreciate you for coming through. Hope you enjoy the show. But yeah, we'll figure something out there. Thursday. Don't be surprised. Turf and Spence. It's been long overdue. Not sure what we're going to watch. Maybe a little FIFA? World Cup? I'm not sure. We'll have to find out what's popping on Thursday. But we'll get that show going back. Guaranteed at some point. Again, on both sides of the fence. Spence and I both just busy. Running around doing what's necessary to feed our families. Yeah. Shout out to Spence, man. Shout out to Pigs as well. We all been busy. So, and that's a good thing, man. That's a good thing. And you never know, man. I might be in the backyard sipping on some Merlot this weekend, and I might hop in on a Friday night show with Jeff, Raider Jeff, or you know what I'm saying? Christopher Raiders on Saturday. Who knows what'll happen? But shout out to my TRS crew. Yeah, and your boy's glad to be back. So keep me on your notifications. Don't forget to hit those thumbs up and that like button. But last not least, notify so you don't miss Turf. Yeah, till the next time, ladies and gentlemen, your boy Turf is out. Peace.
Dick Rapunzel, you big bum.